Triple Net explained. So you are doing something with commercial real estate and you are seeing these 3 capital N's and you are thinking to yourself, what are these? You might have leased a house or apartment in the past. We'll just say it's $1,000 a month. You sign the lease and you have agreed to pay $1,000 a month, and every month you write a check for $1,000. This is called a gross lease. A gross lease is a lease where all of the expenses are combined with the rents. This is very common in residential real estate. So you're renting an apartment, you've got a gross lease. Now we understand what that is. Now the 3 N's you'll see, the way we refer to them is triple net. And it literally stands for net, net, net. When you are leasing commercial real estate or buying commercial real estate, you will notice that 99.9% of the time, your leases have these 3 capital N's, net, net, net. So gross leases are over here. We're talking triple net today. So what do the nets actually stand for? N1 stands for property taxes. N2 stands for insurance. And N3 stands for CAM, common area maintenance. Those are your 3 N's. So now we are thinking in 2 buckets. One, your rent only. And the second bucket is going to be your triple net expenses. And in commercial real estate, you need to calculate these separately. So at this point, you're probably thinking to yourself, why are we complicating this? Why can't I just have a gross lease? The reason that landlords used to do gross leases, but no longer do, I'd say in like early 2000s is when all the landlords across the United States went from gross leases to net leases, is because they didn't know how much money they were going to make with those triple net expenses. What does that mean? So here I'm going to show you a graph. This is how much property taxes have gone up for this one building year over year. Okay, so landlords are seeing property taxes, insurance going up, up, and up. These are expenses they cannot control. So as a result, the landlords didn't know how much they were going to be making at the end of the year, and they were having a hard time, A, underwriting their bottom line, and B, making any money. Now, if I were to put an insurance graph up here, it would look the exact same, right? Property taxes and insurance across the country, but specifically in Colorado, have gone through the roof. And unfortunately, landlords have put it on the tenant to pay for these changes. And no, this is not negotiable. Your landlord will not negotiate this. I promise you that. Landlords are footing that bill and they have enough and they say, that's it, we're separating this into our 2 buckets, rent and triple net expenses, so we can actually underwrite our properties and understand at the end of the day how much rent we are actually making on this building. Now I'm going to give you a history lesson and the rise of e-commerce. Think about when the first time you bought something online was. We'll say early 2010s, right? Great Recession hits and we are starting to enter like eBay world where you can buy something online and it takes a few weeks to ship to you, whatever. Then comes Amazon, right? And suddenly we're buying more and more online, right? This is the rise of e-commerce. This is change in how our society consumes products, and we're all doing it at the same time. And then boom, the pandemic hits. It's 2020 and we're all stuck at home. And now we have people who never went online to buy products are now online buying products. I call this the Chewy effect. What is the Chewy effect? March 2020 hits, the world shuts down. My mom needs cat food, but doesn't want to go to the store. And I say, okay, Mom, time to get on Chewy. Mom orders Chewy and she subscribes and she gets her cat food delivered to her door and she never has to leave her house. And she thinks to herself, wow, this is unbelievably convenient. Therein lies the Chewy effect. 2020 pushed our society 10 years into the future when it comes to e-commerce. As if we weren't already ramping up as an e-commerce society, 2020 just pushed us into the future, okay? Why does e-commerce have anything to do with what we're talking about? Thought you'd never ask. What happened to the supply of warehouses during the rise of e-commerce is that more businesses started exiting their retail expensive storefronts because their new storefronts were digital and online, and they started going into warehouses. That means the demand for warehouses goes up. What happened when demand goes up? Supply comes down and the landlords gain control. So now there's an inventory issue in favor of the landlords. Now the landlords lead the show. Now the landlords, because they had gross leases, didn't know how much they were making at the end of the day, but all of a sudden they had control of the inventory in the market and they want to know how much money they're making. Cue triple net leases. So now landlords are separating rent and expenses into two different categories so they can actually understand how much money they will make at the end of the day. And this is how the triple net lease was born. Today, 99% of warehouse leases and retail leases I see are on a triple net basis, meaning the tenant agrees to the rental figure and they also agree to pay the taxes, insurance, and the common area maintenance. Even if the property taxes go up, even if the insurance goes up, the tenant is responsible for those variable expenses. In summary, a triple net lease gets calculated in two different buckets and equations, right? So when you have a rental figure, you're going to calculate that first, right? Say your rent is $10 a foot and your warehouse is 1,000 square feet. Now you do 10 times 1,000. That is 10,000. All right, so that's your rent. Say your triple net expenses are $5 a foot. $5 times 1,000 square feet is $5,000. Now you have your annual rent for the year, $10,000, and your expenses for the year, $5,000. $15,000 divided by 12. Now you have your monthly rent and triple net expenses. Put them together, this is gross. You add your rent plus your triple net expenses, and that is how much you owe to your landlord monthly for your rent and expenses. You may be asking, what about my water bill? What about my electricity and gas? The tenant always pays for that. Even in residential, those expenses get added on. But for the sake of this video, we have our two buckets, our rent and our triple net expenses. That means if you're leasing commercial real estate, add them together to figure out your annual rent and triple net expenses, and then divide it by 12 to understand your monthly rent and expenses. And if you're buying commercial real estate, you do not underwrite the triple net number when you're calculating NOI. So say you're buying a building and your rent is refer back to the numbers we just used, $10,000 a year. That is your NOI, and that is how we are valuing our commercial real estate if we're buying. I'm not going to lie to you and tell you this doesn't get way more complicated, because it does. But this is a high-level understanding. Big reminder, please read your leases. Read them a few times. If you have questions, don't hesitate to ask your landlord or have attorney review. If you love commercial real estate and want to learn more, make sure to like, subscribe, comment your questions. Thanks for watching.